Hey everybody, how we doing? Sunnyvale Rejects back in the house with another little video for my friends and family. And today's video is going to be an update on my 2024 reading list concerning my summer reading list, the 24 books I promised you guys at the beginning of the year that I was going to read, my favorites, and a couple of stinkers of 2024. So without further delay, let's dig in. So at the beginning of the year, I made a list of 24 books that I wanted to read by the end of the year. I have read 21 books, but not exactly from the list because I kept switching some in and out. So I still have to read Bad Moonlight, R.L. Stine. Have you ever read it? What'd you think? Whisper of Death, Christopher Pike, damn sticker. I've heard from a lot of folks that this is their favorite. If not his best, it's their favorite. What do you think? The Prom Queen. Beautiful copy. Nice and crisp. The third installment of the Fear Street movies is supposed to be based solely on this book. That's what I've heard. Do you know? Let me know. And while you're in the comments, just like and subscribe. Go ahead. And thanks. Thanks so much for your support. I love you. Erebus. Sean Hudson. Just loved the book and said I gotta have it. It's kind of beat up, but hell, I'll read it and then find some kid to gift it to. Oh boy, this is a thick one, but I gotta get through it somehow. It's Betrayal. Fear Street Sagas, R.L. Stine. This one has The Betrayal, The Secret, and The Burning. Yeah, I can't wait to dig into this. And of course, John Saul's Right Hand of Evil. I'm a big fan of Saul. This is a nice, solid, smooth book. Almost as smooth as the collar on that jacket. And Steve Vance's Spook. Okay, look at that cover. You know, you want to read this. You want to hold it in your hand. You want your books to look cool, right? Spook. Steve Vance. So for my summer reading list, the only one that I just couldn't get through was Them by William Johnstone. I just couldn't get through it. There were parts that I really liked, and there were parts that I didn't really enjoy, and it was a tough one, so I put it down. Got to read Shivers, The Enchanted Attic. Even though it's the worst cover of the Shivers book, it's number one. I've read 12 or so. Got to read number one. But yeah, all the covers are really nice, except for this one. It's The Enchanted Attic. And I'm reading this one right now, 72 pages in. Something like that. The Dead Lifeguard. And since it's still summertime here in Florida, this is still kind of a nice, fun summer read still, because it's still like 100 degrees here every day. I went to the beach the other day, Labor Day weekend, and it was beautiful, and then a storm came in and it rained, and a lot of people left, but we stayed there. It was very nice. So those are the two books I have to read from my summer list. And you know what? Let me move on to the favorites. These are my favorites of 2024 so far for various reasons. If you've read them, you can probably relate. The Knife. That was scary. Very creepy. Atmospheric. I like that it didn't take place on Fear Street, but at a hospital. I thought that was kind of cool. Loved Spring Break. Loved Nicholas Pine. Boy Crazy was hardcore. This is too. High death count, interesting death scenes, and gritty. You know, the writer does not hold back. It's a step up from Fear Street. Give it a shot if you haven't. You'll love it. Come on now. You already know. There's nothing to be said about this. It's a dense book, and it took some time to get through it, but it was worth it. And as I was reading it, I was remembering the movie. The movie was spooky, man. It had some crazy scenes in it. Like when those two brothers get separated and the brother that died creeps up to the window floating and scratches on it going, "Let me in." Terrifying. Salem's Lot. I know you've read it. I know you love it. I found puppets living in my apartment walls. Crazy. Okay, yes. From the title, the cover, the content, crazy. I think this dude's grandfather worked for a television show that, you know, that starred puppets, and after his death, well, let's just say they hung around. It's Ben Farthing. Give it a shot. They're like $7 on Amazon. Why not? I'm reading this right now. This one hit the mark. It checks all the boxes. Some say it's slow. I don't really know what to tell you, okay? Just get into it. You will love it. And it takes place in Charleston, South Carolina. A son, Kevin, inherits his mother's or his family's mansion, and a lot of wicked things go on. There's a high death count, and at least one of the death scenes that I can remember was extremely brutal and grotesque. Yeah, just give it a shot. You'll love it. Loved this one too. I'm all about some John Saul. I just love it. I think you got to be invested in it. You just got to go with it. Just delve deeply into the story and just go with it. And stop thinking about, oh, I'm not being entertained fast enough, and just be invested in the story. You will care about these characters. You'll be impressed by how they develop and how it resonates with you long after you close the book up. Scene, dialogue, depth, even the vocabulary is not too lofty, not such low diction. It's right in the middle. And, also in the middle between adult horror and psychological horror and young adult fiction. It's right there on the cusp. I love this one. It was like a werewolf book, but you don't really know to the very end. And then Creature by John Saul. The first John Saul book I ever read. I absolutely loved it. Almost as much as that jacket right there, y'all. That's pretty tight. I bought a leather jacket the other day at Goodwill for like $4. Badass. I'll show y'all one day. But I really liked this. I liked the concept. I liked the development of the kid that's the protagonist in it. I thought it was really realistic. I mean, these books are not so far-fetched that you have to suspend disbelief a whole lot now. And he does a great job of not really naming what it is per se, the antagonist, the evil force, whatever it may be that's trying to, drive the protagonist into the ground. He does a good job of skirting the issue and exploring other avenues until he has no choice and he just comes out and says it, or the reader discovers on their own. Okay, I think that's it. No, the two stinkers. How could I forget? The two stinkers. I really don't want to disappoint you guys, but I have to say, whereas John Saul's The Unloved hits the mark, they totally missed the mark here. Well, Diane Ho missed the mark. Think about the sights and sounds of a fun house, like a theme park on a boardwalk. The smell of popcorn and cotton candy, and the sound of the rides as they, move along the tracks near you. The smell of the brine from the water, the birds, the waves, everything. This has none of that. She missed the mark. And I know she did it because, she's only got so many pages to fill. But if she had just added a few more details, this book would have been really good. Finally, we got The Thrill Club by R.L. Stine. Awesome-ass cover. I heard so much about it. I wanted to love it. I wanted to take it home and sleep with it at night and put my arms around it and just cherish it forever. No, I didn't. And I heard that this is one of the few Fear Street books that R.L. Stine actually didn't write, and that may be why I did notice a difference in the writing style. But I'm also not perfect, and sometimes you read books at the wrong time, and I am willing to admit that maybe happened here, and give both Funhouse and The Thrill Club another go. That's it. I got nothing else for you. I just want you to get out there, have a good day. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends. You guys are cool as hell. Keep reading.